Well, the first day back to a legislative session is all about preliminaries. We're going to have a joint session at noon, and at that point the governor will present his State of the State speech. We'll hear his agenda. People try to evaluate it to see if it's something that we can support, and throughout the day we'll be starting to evaluate the bills that have been filed to determine which ones the committees are going to hear, and renew old acquaintances and just get started again. Very little real action happens today. There are decisions made on preliminary bills. Like I said, there'll be discussions among the caucuses and leadership about what part of the governor's agenda we can embrace, what part of it we want to see amended or changed, what part of it we want to reject. Generally, Governor Henry has been very, I hate to say vague, but he keeps most of his remarks general. He provides most of his specifics in his budget book, which is, we're talking about probably 1,000 pages of numbers of different agency proposed budgets, historical information. Most of what he is proposing I've read about in the newspaper, like your average viewers, concerning his program, and he apparently is going to propose a salary increase for teachers again this year, which most legislators are supportive of the concept if we can pay for it. That's one of the things we're going to have to look at to see whether the money is there and from a budget standpoint.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Honorable Brad Henry, Governor of the great state of Oklahoma.
Thank you very much. You all are rowdy. I can tell you're ready for a new session. Oklahoma routinely ranks among the top states for teacher preparation, accountability, and national board certification. It's no wonder then that Texas and other states have long recruited many of our best educators. That's why, together, we made a promise to our teachers and committed to a 5-year plan to raise teacher pay to match the regional average by this year. The first duty of government is to protect its people, and we've done that. But a recent audit shows in stark detail what many have known for years. Our prisons are deteriorating, understaffed, and overcrowded. The Department of Corrections has done a great job with the resources allotted, but those resources have never been adequate. And each year the department must come back to the legislature to plead for more money, not simply to improve facilities or hire more corrections officers, but simply to make ends meet. This situation is inexcusable. It presents an immediate danger to the men and women who work in our prisons, and it threatens the safety of our own citizens. We must be tough on crime, and at the same time, we must be smart on crime. That means continuing to build on innovative strategies such as drug courts, mental health courts, and substance abuse programs, including those inside our prisons.
As you know, the governor just finished his State of the State. There are some things in there that obviously I think some things that we can have common ground on, some common interests. In fact, some areas that we have supported in the past. In fact, there were a lot of things he talked about, a lot of bold issues. I think one of the first questions I would ask is, how much is it going to cost, and where we're going to get the money. As you all are aware, we are looking at a much slower growth this year, and as far as revenue goes, and I think I would want to see much of the detail to see how we're going to pay for these things.
It's my belief that this year's politics in Oklahoma will be mostly dominated by presidential politics. I don't know of any real earth-shaking policies that we'll see from the legislature this year. I have a real unique perspective on the whole process. I've seen state government and up close and personal for 28 years. Our current Senate leader, Senator Glenn Coffey, was a House page when I was in the House. So you can see that I've been around a while, and this will be bittersweet, certainly, after all these years to finally leave the process. And so it's going to be an interesting year.